Hi, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to the last show and tell of the year, 2023. We're so glad you're here with us. If this is your first time joining us for our monthly show and tell, just let me give you a quick rundown of what we do here. We just bring together some of our global creative team each month just to share in some things that are inspiring us, beautiful things, artistic things, technology things. The list goes on and on. And we just bring together all of our various teams who just want to share. And we hope that you're inspired in this webinar. And please do. Yes, it is the last one of the year, Isabel. It's crazy how the year goes by. So just we do this the first Wednesday of every month, always at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please do mark your calendars if this is your first time joining us. A few housekeeping things before we jump into today's shares. We love to hear from you during the webinar, so please do use your chat box. Just make sure that you change the default to everyone so that all of the attendees can see your questions or your comments. We love participation, so let us know what you love. This is very important. Just because you are registered for 2023 show and tells, the way that Zoom works, it does not roll over to the new year. So you need to re-register for show and tell. So please, as soon as possible, so that you don't miss out on any future meetings, please use the link here. I think Ellie's going to put it in the chat box. You can do it after the webinar today, or just go ahead and click on it just to remind you to do it. I think we'll be sending out some emails as well just to remind you, but we want you with us during these webinars, so please do re-register for the 2024 show and tells. Our first one will be right when everyone's back from the holidays on Wednesday, January 3rd. So once again, you need to re-register for 2024. Use the link in the chat box. And go ahead and take care of that as soon as you can do that so that you do not miss out on any of the webinars for next year. We are really excited about the new year coming up. So with that said, give me just a second. I'm going to go down to our links. Before we jump into our teams for the day, really excited that we are joined by Professor Kelly Cobb, friend of FS from the University of Delaware. I'm going to stop share just so that I can bring her up on the screen here for a second. Hi, Kelly. Welcome to Show and Tell. Welcome to the other side. I know you always join the webinars.
I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. And
Absolutely.
we have been, are you just doing an intro or should I?
No, well, I want to just say I was introduced to Kelly just about a month ago during another meeting, and she inspired me so much with her insight on higher education, specifically with how she deals with our curious creators that we work with, that she is teaching to come into the industry, that I just immediately invited her to show and tell. And she's a big fan of what we do at FS. So I'm going to ask her a few questions, but first, if you could just let everyone know, tell us about yourself, your background. I know you have some really interesting expertise that I want everyone to know about. So tell us about you.
Great. And thank you so much, Michael, for the invitation. I have been a fan and community member of FS now for a few years, and I'm just so grateful to all of you, first of all. You really got me through COVID, and you expanded my research and teaching practice through the Thrive program, and it changed the way I do things. So thank you. My background is in fiber and material studies. I am an artist by trade, and because I'm a textile and fiber person, eventually that goes on the body in some way, shape, or form. And that's how I got involved in costume and theater, and then in fashion. Um, and then through that, teaching. And I'm just
Oh, I think we lost you, Kelly. Are you there? Oh, no. I see everyone else moving, so I don't think it's my end.
Yeah, we lost Kelly,
Oh no.
like reporting live and we
Kelly, let me
oh,
know.
we lost her.
Okay.
Oh, there she
Oh
is.
wait,
Okay,
here she
I
goes.
fell off. I was, yeah, so in a nutshell, what I'm doing right now is I'm an artist in multidisciplinary scientific teams, and it's a hard job. And I'm the creative trying to shape the future of what we make and use. I also am a professor and I teach at the university and I teach forecasting, creative strategy, and sustainability. And I believe they all go together. And I can share why, in a nutshell, is because forecasters tell the realities of the future. And as you as forecasters have such a critical and important job to shape the future, and I really believe that that is a tool that students are longing for right now. So that's me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I love that. So just talking to you, I really kind of came to understand this really important role that you play. There are a lot of educators, specifically for our part of the industry, that are a little shy about including technology and including conversations of things like AI, sustainability. And I really loved that you think that those forces of change are super important to address.
Mhm.
So, you're prepping this new generation of what we call curious creators, um, for a really complex industry. So I kind of would love for you to tell everyone what you're doing with your curriculum to really address their very contemporary needs in this world.
And their tacit knowledge. They're coming to the classroom with things, and I think that maybe those faculty, and if you're on the call right now, it's intimidating. Kids are coming into the classroom knowing more than we know because they've grown up around it, and that's okay. What we do is we do, kind of problem-based learning, but I do wanna the project I wanna share is a semester-long project, and it's in forecasting, and it's creative strategy from concept all the way through to, 3D renderings of, market alignment, and they're doing women's wear. So, uh I've been very inspired by Thrive, and so my students are on Fashion Snoops this semester. I've found some funding, and if you're a faculty member and need to know how to do that, please reach out to me. There's internal support. You just have to find it. And I say we're going on field trips through the trend universes. We're
Yes.
going through Thrive, we're going through Goodness and Edge and Wonder, um, and Amend. You probably all remember those. And we're really looking, and the students are putting together an anatomy of a trend. What isn't a trend? Cultural sentiment. I see Jenna on here. Watch you exploring those cultural sentiments, aesthetics, and we explain the importance, but also logistically, we need to have colors with Pantone's system. We talk about color systems. We talk about fabrics and surface and pattern through your editors. And then we talk about something called kindred manifestations. And this is how is the trend that we're perceiving, how is that spilling out into beauty, into architecture, into other mediums? And then we do our own market alignments focused on women's wear, but people can go, you know, and this is where just as a teacher, they're shoving technical design into my very conceptual concept-based class, so then I have to teach them Adobe Illustrator. They do flats of all the silhouettes they find in market alignment, and then we're right now they're taking one and they're doing a 3D, iteration, and that is a semester-long project, and it really is inspired by you all, so thank you.
I love that. And I just want to say, you already said kindred manifestations, but one of my favorite terms that you mentioned that I wrote down is that you encourage your students to go out and gleam.
Yeah.
Tell us what that is.
Well, it's actually, I said, gleam, I love. It's gleam. So, Faith Popcorn talks about brailing the culture, going out and so the first day of class we map the zeitgeist. I talk about the zeitgeist. I talk about, um, you know, we get into fashion theory with Bloomer's idea of collective selection. And then, the concept around zeitgeist, which is historical. And then we all map what's happening right now. And we base our whole semester on that. And it's changed. We do it on a Padlet, so we're using a lot of interactive tools. And that's the first day of class. So,
I
yeah.
know. I'm so excited to join your class on the 15th of December and see what they've been working on. And I love that you mentioned Faith Popcorn, who was the person who inspired me when I was in college in the late 90s. There weren't a lot of trend forecasters. There was like Jane Buckingham, there was
Mm.
Faith Popcorn, but I consider her like the great godmother of trend forecasting. I feel like everyone on this seminar still talks about cocooning and everything like that. Like
Well,
she was very influential.
they're foundational terms.
They are, and they're always useful. It's so true.
I'm so inspired too. I just want to say hello. I don't think we've ever met, but we need to speak more. First of all, I think everyone on this call that's looking for new people to hire, they should all come from your class. I think
Well,
you're
yeah,
doing
this
a
is what
really
I
good
tell my
job.
students. This is a pathway. And, I would say about a quarter of my students want to make garments, but most of them are into content creation and they're into influencing. And, they come in with a lot of ideas that need to kind of be shaped in a more sustainable way. But I believe that forecasting is the future of fashion. It's a major pathway.
Well, thank you for being so
Yeah,
helpful and so
Well, I
inspiring.
just want to thank you and your team because you truly have inspired my teaching and research
Wow.
and many students in meaningful ways.
Wow, that's so
great.
great to hear.
This is
Thank
why we do what we do. And
Yep.
everyone out there, you're going to hear a lot more from Kelly in the months ahead. She's going to be a great partner with us on some awesome things. And so we're really excited. And also, I see Nia is on. Nia, just so you know, Kelly really fangirls over you. Like you are a major celebrity in her world.
Yeah, well, to all the editors, all the students, they have their faves, okay? So yeah, we fall in love with all of you and
Yeah.
the stories you tell. And you're telling us how to tell stories, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I just wanted to get her in front of everyone because I just was really inspired by what you had to say. And it's just great that our students and our future creatives are being inspired and led by people like you. It's really important. So thank you so much, Kelly, for joining us.
Delighted to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we're going to keep with the education theme for just a second. Jenna shared something with us all on the team a few weeks ago, and it really just was a beautiful kind of connection to what Kelly had to say. So I'm going to turn it over to Jenna, and Jenna's going to talk about this great new school.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael. And thank you so much, Kelly. I also just have to say this idea, using the term field trips as a way to explain like conceptual journey and exploration is so prolific. I love that. And I actually feel like this concept and this whole educational system is very much aligned, what I think you're currently doing. But yes, so a couple weeks ago, I attended a talk, and during the talk, they brought up this school in Madrid that was co-designed with their students. You can see it on the screen right now. It includes like these googly eyes on the exterior, and there's even a rainforest inside. And I was really interested to learn a little bit more, so I did some digging and pulled up some articles. The Guardian did a really great kind of deep dive into it. But the school itself is based in Madrid. It follows a Reggio Emilia method. So it's this educational philosophy that sees children as active participants in defining their own curriculum. And it also looks at the physical environment as a third teacher. So space is kind of configured to encourage interaction, open-ended exploration, and connection with the outdoors. So the design space itself was led by the Spanish architect. His name is Andres Jaque, and he runs this department, I guess you could call it, kind of his architectural studio, called the Office for Political Innovation. And he was also recently appointed the Dean of Columbia University's Graduate Program of Architecture. But the process itself, like beyond the actual like result of it, which is just phenomenal. I think one of the students referenced that it looks like a robot made of butter in the exterior. I think the process itself was just so incredible. And I think it speaks even a lot to what you were just saying, Kelly, of like, how do we like collaborate? How do you bring what like students already know, and how do you build upon that? How do you create a immersive collaborative design experience that isn't just dictating? But just a quick little backstory about some of the process that got this beautiful building created. Basically, Andreas, the architect, came in and listened to over 500 students aged from 2 all the way to 18, and also met with teachers. So it was a collaborative 2-year process, including the Guardian article mentioned 20 hours of meetings about the color of handrails. So they got very specific about the different details. But there was like these crazy kind of like culmination of all these different ideas from students who wanted things like a school with no walls, or many different routes to get around, or wanting it to feel like a garden or a spaceship. And the teachers were looking for buildings that could be used as a teaching tool or a game, and never really feel quite finished, kind of always in progress. And according to Jaque, he talked about how, you know, the space should prompt imagination. So very much in line with this idea of conjuring field trips of imagination, and inspiring the students to ask questions about the world. So the result, I think, is stunning. And even beyond it being this creative kind of imagination masterpiece, I also found it really interesting that it's super functional too. So that's a huge part of Andreas Jaque's initiative, is that all of the things that he designs are also very sustainable. So the exterior, that like blobby, buttery surface, is actually a natural cork mixture that was pulverized and sprayed onto the walls to form a thick insulated jacket, which apparently is twice the thermal properties that Madrid's regulation requires. So when you get the show and tell links, there are all of the different articles that I kind of dug into. I really recommend reading The Guardian. I think it's incredible just even hearing the creative process and what it went into. I think for me personally, it sparked a lot of interesting ideas of internal collaboration within our team, how to bring in external people into conversations. It kind of just feels like a springboard for a lot of different areas of exploration. And yeah, I just highly recommend it. It's such a beautiful, beautiful concept. I think the design won several awards. And the links also include a talk by Andreas Jaque, kind of talking about his philosophy within his Office of Political Innovation.
Amazing. I'm always fascinated by all the various points of view of educating people. There's just no one road to success. And ever since you shared this, I've just been really, really intrigued by all of that.
Totally.
Thank you, Jenna. Good
Awesome.
links. So today we are going to have some shares by the beauty team, and then after that, our visionary and color team. So I'm going to start with our beauty team. Mallory, Taryn, and all the other ladies are on. So I'm going to turn it over to you all.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mallory. I'm the senior strategist for beauty and wellness, and I'll kick it off to Taryn and the rest of the team to introduce themselves before we dig into our presentation.
Hi, everyone. I'm Taryn. I'm a beauty and wellness strategist here at FS, currently located in Philadelphia, and we're joined by 2 other members of our team. So Haley, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Haley. I'm the graphics freelancer for the beauty team, also based in Philadelphia.
Hi, I'm Adriana. I'm the fall intern for the beauty team, and I'm currently based in Vancouver, Canada.
Awesome.
Okay, so today we want to do a little deep dive into this really fun trend that we've seen really flourish, and it's just expanding in really niche ways, and it's all about these beverage inspired makeup aesthetics. So we've seen things like Strawberry Girl and Tomato Girl, take over the summer, and we're seeing food inspired beauty in general becoming a huge, huge craze. But for fall, winter, we're seeing these super niche makeup looks that, I mean, of course, have generated as much discussion over the fact that they're just rebranding a monochromatic smoky eye, and like what is actually differentiating these looks from each other. And yet consumers are finding so much joy and experimentation in these looks. And so they definitely have a lot of staying appeal. So a latte makeup we'll start with because it started off during the summer. Taryn, do you want to go into some of the specifics of this one?
Yeah, for sure. So as Mallory mentioned, this was something that we saw kind of kick off in the summer, and we've seen it continue into the fall with a lot of these lighter brown hues. So what we really see categorizing this makeup aesthetic is bronze skin and kind of these lighter brown smoky eyes. I think what's really interesting about this trend, especially connecting it with the summer, is it seems like it's almost a response to the sun care movement in a way. Sun care is such a huge conversation right now within skincare. Consumers are becoming so much more educated and really investing in sun care. So I feel like latte makeup is kind of the answer or response in a way to that skincare trend. Consumers are still looking to have bronze skin, that really glowing look that they would normally get from tanning, but they want to protect their skin. So this is a really fun way to do it. And we saw products like the Drunk Elephant Bronzy Drops go incredibly viral over the summer. They sold out pretty quickly, and they just add so much glow and that bronze look to skin. And we're also seeing a lot more of these neutral eyeshadow palettes being launched. This is the Kylie Cosmetics one. Patrick Ta also launched one as well, but the look is very soft, lighter brown hues. And we have a couple of inspiration images, and then also a link to a TikTok tutorial that we saw. But it's a really great transitional look from summer to fall and winter as well. And Haley and Adriana, I know you guys have also looked into this trend, so I don't know if you guys have anything you want to add as well, what you guys think of the makeup look.
When I was researching, I thought it was really funny because a lot of the comments would be like, why are we just rebranding like brown eyeshadow? And the creators would always respond and be like, just have fun with it, okay? So I thought that was cute to like kind of take something that's so basic, like a brown eyeshadow, and turn it into like this huge trend that everyone starts to try at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we tend to see a lot in beauty too, is very similar shades being rebranded and talked about in different ways. And we seem to see a lot of, as Mallory had mentioned, food inspired and beverage inspired seem to be really hot topics now, because that's a really huge trend within beauty formulation, ingredients. So kind of incorporating that into makeup really connects with that more macro trend too. But it's basically a rebrand of what we tend to see almost every season.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, so I think we can move on to espresso makeup, of course, because we have latte makeup. What comes after a light brown smoky eye, but a dark brown smoky eye? And this is where the sort of internal discourse over these niche beauty trends really began to become a little heated, because as Haley mentioned, you'd see in the comments like, it's just a dark brown smoky eye. And then we had these two factions warring within the beauty community of, let people enjoy things, you know, that meme, like just let people enjoy things. And then, you know, people saying, come on, it's just a brown smoky. I mean, must we come up with an aesthetic name for everything? Is that detracting from, you know, the some part of this beauty experimentation, or is it adding to it? So espresso makeup, of course, as latte makeup is supposed to be that creamy, milky, lighter brown, espresso makeup is supposed to be darker, edgier, richer. Very much reminds me of our Anchor Color Ganache, which I love. This very luxurious, decadent brown shade that we've seen trending. And you know, Adriana, you did a lot of research for these. Any favorite products or looks on this page?
I think the trend towards more brown mascara that we've been seeing a lot more really plays into this one too. I kept seeing that one come up.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely diving into some of the 90s nostalgia as well. A lot of brown lipstick, brown eyeshadow. We saw a lot of that on runway as well for spring summer 24. So we're also seeing it continue into the fall season as well.
I think it's no coincidence too that we've been seeing like a ton of brown mascaras launching just in the past few months alone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely kicked up a lot with this beauty aesthetic on TikTok.
Definitely that monochromatic look is still going strong within beauty, and that's such a 90s thing to have that very tonal, like that very browny nudie tonal look. So, and then of course it's also perfect for fall winter. But it is surprising with the brown mascaras, because I think of brown mascara as more like a spring summer thing. You know, you're wearing, you know, some lighter shades, and it just kind of goes to show that seasonality is not so much slowly, but very quickly leaving beauty. You know, we see neons in winter and rich burgundies in the summer for beauty, and so kind of the rule book is being thrown out a bit. But espresso makeup, yeah, was the next evolution of latte makeup, and then it sparked another trend called espresso martini makeup, which then led to what we see here, martini makeup. It's sometimes called dirty martini makeup. And this is where we're really getting into that holiday party fun. Martini makeup is all about these like chartreusey kind of muddled greens, these very smoky greens, you know, these olivey greens that have a bit of that like kind of browny goldy flecked cast to them. So it's kind of reminds you of an olive, you know, sadly sitting at the bottom of your martini glass waiting to be devoured. But it's really interesting how this particular trend has captured the imagination. Green is a shade that is kind of hit or miss within beauty trends. It comes and goes. It has its moments, but there's something translatable about this particular shade of green. It's a little bit smoky. It's very luminous and iridescent. And of course, again, it's capturing this really fun moment of like match your makeup to your drink. And it's, you know, it's a trend that instinctively knows that consumers want to have that kind of matchy moment. They want to have that fun experimentation and exploration. And I just love so many of the examples from this page. I mean, the bottom middle image is an older example from Kylie Cosmetics from last year. This was her Frisk Volume 2 set, themed after her mom. That whole palette actually looks like a martini glass, and the little shades are meant to look like olives. So that palette was ahead of its time, but we've seen so many iterations of this trend now.
Yeah, and I really love how the creator of this trend described it. She's the makeup artist that did the TikTok that we have here on the right. She describes it as a very feminine, luxurious energy. So really tapping into a lot of the feminine energy trends that we've been seeing, and also really love to see how other brands are responding to the TikTok trends, because Lisa Eldridge that we have featured here on the bottom left, she actually created a set for the martini makeup look and has a video on YouTube of how to achieve it with the products that she featured in the set, which is really fun to see.
Adriana or Haley, do you think you'd wear martini makeup?
I would for sure. I'm partial to the martini look because it's always marketed as like amazing for brown eyes. So I need to try it
Yes,
soon, actually.
for sure. And of course, you know, as I
Absolutely.
mentioned, we've seen like, you know, so many iterations. Sorry, Adriana, what were you gonna say?
No, absolutely. That was a common narrative that I saw as well. And it's interesting compared to that one moving from strawberry makeup, like it's much more unapproachable and the wing, like the lifted look, like the definite crease. It's very interesting.
You know, it's so interesting you brought up unapproachable because the unapproachable quote unquote makeup trend is another trend we're seeing. It's not food inspired, but unapproachable makeup, if you aren't familiar, is like essentially like get away from me makeup. It's very intense, typically has a really colorful, bold, sharp wing, smoky eye, strong lips, strong contour. Basically, it's like power makeup. It's makeup that's saying, I'm not looking for anything tonight except to have a good time, so stay away from me. And like when you look at martini makeup, there's something about it that's it's almost like approachable, unapproachable, you know, like it's got that edge to it, but it's a little bit softer. So it's kind of like tiptoeing into unapproachable for the person who still wants to be approached, I guess.
Who
I
wants
saw
another
that
martini?
angle. I saw that angle too about unapproachable, and I thought it was so funny because all the tutorials telling you how to do unapproachable makeup were so approachable, and everyone was so nice when they were like teaching you how to do it. So I thought that was like funny.
I love that.
And then of course, ending with the last trend we're going to speak about before kind of wrapping up some of our general thoughts on all four of these is now we're seeing this red or white wine energy. Right now, red wine energy is a huge trend on TikTok. No surprise, it's holiday season, it's winter in the northern hemisphere, so you know, holiday parties and the like. And again, this zest for wine to match your makeup to your mood and to your beverage. And so you'll see this is going to be like a burgundy smoky eye paired with a burgundy lip. And then the white wine energy is like gold and very kind of iridescent and ethereal.
Yeah, I think red wine energy is much more about the overall monochromatic look of deep reds for eyes, or lips and cheeks, whereas the white wine energy is that really glittery lip and monochromatic look. So eyes, cheeks, lips, very glittery. I love the Vacation Chardonnay lip oil that literally just launched. So that's perfect connecting to the trend as well. And I love the juxtaposition of both of them. Again, white wine was something that we saw kind of emerging at the end of the summer, and now red wine energy is all the rage. We've seen so many products launch. ColourPop actually launched their eyeshadow palette called I think Wine and More or Wine. So it's exactly for the trend. But yeah, I love the juxtaposition of both and really digging the deep reds right now too. But I feel like naturally I'm more of a white wine energy makeup person, but I did just get the perfect berry shade at Bite Lip Lab in New York. So very happy about that. I can tap into both trends.
Yes, I think I'm more of a red wine energy. What about you, Adriana and Haley? Which one are you both?
I've definitely got the red wine lip going on today. I definitely picked
Yes.
that one up. It's perfect for the holiday season.
Which one are you wearing?
It's Makeup Forever. Oh, I forget the shade.
No worries. No, you drop it in the chat. No worries.
Yeah.
I like the red wine look, but I definitely feel like I wear the white wine look more.
Agreed.
So kind of like wrapping this up, we want to just bring all these together and just have a quick chat about why we think these food inspired and beverage inspired beauty trends are becoming such a thing, why they're generating so much discussion and debate, because they really are. And I mean, to me, at the end of the day, you know, I vacillate between the hater and the lover. You know, some days I'm like, can we please can we please just call blueberry milk nails light blue nails, please? But then another day I'm like, ooh, I'm going out. I want to wear like whatever makeup is going to match my, beverage that night. And so I'm totally hypocritical. I feel both sides, but at the end of the day, I think it is just a bit of fun. And goodness knows, I'm sure we're going to see chocolate strawberry makeup trend for Valentine's Day coming up soon or something.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it really taps into a lot of the experimental beauty looks that we've been seeing. Gen Z especially is so expressive. They want to have these really experimental kind of sensory engaging products and makeup looks. And like Jenna said in the chat, like, who doesn't want to match your makeup with your cocktail? It's the new match set.
I think it's super fun to see everyone's interpretations of it too, because every look is so different just based on how you view that drink yourself,
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, thank you, ladies. I think it's so great that you were able to bring food and beverage into this conversation. Anyone that's been following our content for a while, food has been probably one of our biggest influencers over the last 12 to 18 months. The visionary team that's about to present could certainly speak to that. We've had color shifts and so many things that are inspired by food and drink. So it's great to see it kind of translated into a more commercial way. So thank you all for joining us and giving those links. Appreciate it.
Thanks all.
Thanks.
Okay, we're gonna turn it over to the visionary and color team to go through some current inspirations. I think Hallie's gonna lead it off.
Oh, I think I'm gonna
Or
hop
Joe,
in
sorry.
first. Sorry. Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Joe Thomas and I'm the Director of Color here at FS. And I'm super excited to be sharing some links with you today. So my first link is centered around a very recent trip that I had to Japan, which I just got back from on Monday, and it was possibly the best trip of my life. So I thought I would touch on one of my highlights. So I went to Chichu Art Museum, and it's on the art island of Naoshima. And this museum is designed by the self-taught Japanese architect Tadao Ando, and it is truly a masterpiece within itself. When you go into the building, no photography is allowed, so it really allows you to fully immerse yourself in the symbiosis of the architecture and the art. So it was constructed in 2004, and it's really was brought to be between this connection between nature and humanity. So there's 5 different art galleries that are mostly actually built underground. So it really wanted to have minimal impact on the natural surroundings. And the museum features remarkable works like artists Claude Monet and James Turrell, who is one of my personal favorites. So to be able to see his work in real life was one of the most gratifying experiences ever. But I wanted to really discuss what left a real impression on me was not just the art, but actually the consideration really given to the space and the architecture. So Tadao Ando carefully really crafted each space to harmonize with the art, really recognizing the transformative effect of light on both the artworks and the concrete surroundings throughout the day and across all of the seasons. So the room that actually housed Claude Monet's Water Lilies, for instance, which I think if you scroll down, there is an image of it. Yeah, there. So this room, all of the corners in the room were smoothed out and curved to really facilitate that gentle flow of light. So they didn't want any harsh shadows. And then the floor was actually composed of these tiny, smooth, sculpted marble cubes that were each hand put into the floor. And they were to mirror the brush strokes of the artwork. And it really attests to this level of detail and care that really enhances the overall experience. And just this emphasis on really respecting and preserving the art and the space is so noteworthy. So visitors are required to remove their shoes and just wear slippers. really demonstrating this profound gratitude and consideration to the artwork and the space. So the museum is really a testament to this power of architecture to really elevate this appreciation of the art. So if anyone is planning a trip to Japan, I would definitely recommend visiting this museum if you can. It was honestly one of the most incredible experiences that goes beyond just viewing the art. It's really about stepping into a space where art, architecture, and nature really dance together in this really beautiful harmony. So yeah, wanted to share that one.
Wow, I told Joe, Lily, I told Joe the other day, if anyone follows her on Instagram, her photos over the last week and a half have just been tremendous. But I said, can we just do an old school slideshow where we just
Yes.
come
Yes.
and just go through
Yes.
all?
We have to, Joe. You have to like everybody joins and you just go through your pictures because I'm like I've been so dying to go, and now I need to speed that up and go.
Yeah.
But it's like, wow, what an insane, like we talk so much about curation and just the elements coming together, and this is like next level curation.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an incredible trip. If anyone is on their list, highly recommend. Yeah, it was incredible.
It is. I've been there.
On everybody's list. I'll be getting your list when that time happens.
I think you're right. The curation and the consideration of everything.
Yeah.
And I think it's why I love retail in Japan, just because, you know, everything is presented to you. It's no one's ever used it, touched it. It's so beautiful. I mean, everything is such a journey, such a I don't know the word. I'm at a loss for a word.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking a lot about that, of like how all the details are the equation of the experience. You know, it's not just like the garment you put on the rack, or but literally like them starting from the what you walk on as you enter that triggers something in your feet, that has your body feel in a certain way when you're looking at the art. I mean, that's like,
right.
I mean, that's the epitome of it all. If we could get, you know, even 1% there, it would be nice if we really didn't take how important all details of the experience are to everything.
Ceremonial is what I was looking for. Everything is ceremonial, no matter.
Exactly. Yeah.
Intentional in every way.
Yeah. And just the level of respect that's paid to everything, to that level of detail, to everything within the space was just so magical.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Joe.
Of course. I've got a quick second link. If we just quickly pause. So this is a contemporary dance piece that was choreographed by one of my favorites, Leo Walk. And this performance delves into Walk's experience with insomnia. So it skillfully navigates the expansive realms of the imagination during moments of wakefulness. So the dancers gracefully kind of move between these fluid movements and these more abstract contortions throughout a really carefully created space. So the styling, the colors, the overall atmosphere combined is just a really mesmerizing visual experience. It also aligns with one of our design aesthetics for Spring Summer 25, themed around movement, where we've really seen this resurgence of these movement-based disciplines as well. So if we jump into the 2-minute mark, we can let it play for like a minute, just to have a little snapshot, because it is a bit lengthy, but it's so beautiful. So enjoy. Yeah, I just loved it. The styling, the atmosphere, the dance. Yeah. I would definitely check out the whole video if you have the time. But I'll now pass over to Hallie.
Thank you, Joe. It's like that's a good segue with your video content. But hi, everyone. I'm Hallie. I'm the director of Visionary. I'm back with another film recommendation / foray into my amateur film club. So this is a movie that I saw about a month ago here at the IFC Center in New York. It's called All Dirt Roads Taste of Salt. So we can take a view at the trailer and then I can speak a little bit about the film.
Not too quick. Turn it a little bit. Yeah. Slow, take time. Take your time. Now. There you go, there you go, there you go.
You want to know a secret? It doesn't end or begin. Just changes form.
Yes, so I'm like moved all over again just by watching the trailer. But this film is a debut feature by the writer and director Raven Jackson. It explores this multi-generational story of a Black woman named Mac and her family and community in rural Mississippi. So what I really wanted to speak about of why this film resonated so much with me, because particularly the way that she uses time and her specific kind of visual storytelling cues. So one of my favorite quotes from the film that you just heard in the trailer speaks to the idea beautifully, saying it doesn't end or begin, it just changes form. So unlike a traditional film or story, that usually sets up these like chronological, obviously a 3-act structure. The narrative here is really slow and meditative, and it's actually formed in these mosaic moments of the characters' lives. So it's told in a non-linear structure, similar to how we recall memories, and kind of the whole film is framed through this idea that it's just her character remembering all of these things about her life. So it's essentially pieced together by these incredibly gorgeous vignettes, jumping from her childhood to her adulthood, back to her teenage years. And it's almost entirely devoid of dialogue, but it still kind of tells these stories instead of relying on those repetitive, like visual and auditory motifs instead of dialogue. So it really evokes this idea of sense memory. So you have like the sound of cicadas, the rain dripping, the water running, and then these lingering shots of hands. And I love the idea of like how she uses hands. Really is such a beautiful lesson on how they can be just as emotive as faces within a storytelling device. So all that's to say, it's a very beautiful film. I highly recommend it, but I just wanted to share it because it's so beautifully made and I was so mesmerized by it, but it's also an astounding way to tell stories. And while I was watching it, it just reminded me so much of the beautiful videos that Claren makes here. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to kind of talk to Claren, our video editor, and get a little bit more insight into her process. So hi, Claren.
Hi, I'm Claren, and I'm the head of video here at FS. I absolutely love that trailer. It's so gorgeous, and I'm so
Yeah.
excited I want to see that film so bad.
Yeah,
But
it's very
today I'll be
reminiscent of. Oh, sorry, I was just gonna be like, it reminds me so much
Yeah,
of
go
like your
ahead.
aesthetic and your style. So that's why I wanted to talk about
So
like
gorgeous.
how you edit, where do you start, where do you look for, like what do you look for in the reports when you're creating our beautiful videos?
Yeah, so I start usually by collecting videos over time that I find impactful, like similar to this one, and I save them in an archive. Typically, they come from YouTube, Vimeo, or Instagram. And then I go to our amazing reports that our creative team works so hard to research and build. And I see if the material matches anything in the video archive. And I also do research and pull videos from the brands, artists, and designers that we are featuring in that report. But from the report, I mainly look at the photos that the team has grabbed and also the color palettes, which also play a really crucial role in the video editing process.
Yeah, I'm sure Joe can also speak to this as well because color is so crucial. Like, I know we talked about it a little bit, but if you could let everyone know kind of how you use color to tie these videos together, I would be so curious.
Yeah, so having a color guide, which is our color palettes, is a really great way to maintain a cohesive tone throughout the entirety of the video. So you can tell in the trailer that we showed there's a common theme running throughout the video, and you can tell probably videos as well. But there are certain instances where certain crucial colors in the color palette vary. For example, if the clips are featuring bright hues and alongside stark white elements, I incorporate transition videos between the two that include both colors so that there's a smoother transition from one color to another, and the video overall flows better that way.
Yeah, it's so evident and so beautiful. So with that, like what types of videos or clips are you drawn to? Like what inspires your research? What are you looking for when you're kind of starting to piece together this? Just want to get into your mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm mostly drawn to like the small moments of everyday life because those are the most beautiful to me, similar to the trailer. And I loved to incorporate a lot of nature, a lot of architecture and interiors, looks from designer campaign videos. And more, I'm actually seeing brands post videos showing how they create their product. So like a behind the scenes that shows their process, and also the product when it's not in its perfect final form, which I think is an art form in and of itself. And also I think it's a really great marketing strategy. I actually have an example to show. So if you click on the first La Mer video link. It's so simple, and I love how they incorporate the sound, so it's like ASMR, but it's so stunning. And then if you play the second link, I'll just talk over it. So I'm also seeing a lot of videos of brands showing their retail spaces, which are so gorgeous. And it's also so smart because it draws people into the store and shows that one.
So beautiful. Yeah, I like the idea of kind of focusing on the smaller details in the process, but also kind of building the world around the story. Like you mentioned, like showing where it's set in nature, where it's set, what the interiors look like, what the architecture looks like. And then the last crucial part that I wanted to ask is like the music is so crucial to setting the right tone. So how do you select the audio to accompany the visuals?
Yeah, so similar to the video archive, I have like a Spotify playlist that I've been adding to over years and years. And I listen through the songs, and usually it's pretty vibe for the video. But it's a really important component. And sets the story. And we have the last step of the video making process. So it really shows that like from beginning to end, it's really a team effort. And then our FS Spotify is actually public and up to date. So if you want to check it out, the link is in the document with all of you.
I mean, everywhere we all travel and present around the world, Hallie can attest to this, Lily can attest to this. We always get asked, like, people are always, Shazamming the music that we use in our videos and whatnot, because they're such a crucial element of the story. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is another confirmation of like curated perfection, because it is so many different senses that are being triggered, visually and auditory, and it's like the music and the perfect shot and the perfect movement. I think that we've always felt like we love mood boards, but they don't quite hit you in the feeling range as videos do, and this layer just bumps that experience of the story we want to tell with these beautiful videos that Claren and the team create.
Yeah, I think it's also just so interesting to hear your process, because I mean, one of my favorite parts is collaborating with you on the videos and kind of getting to see all of our reports come to life in a new medium. So thanks for sharing everything.
I know. I'm so lucky because I get to work with so many different people in the company and so many different markets. So it's awesome. I love it. And then I think we're going to play one of our most recent FS videos.
Yes, I definitely think we should show Mythos. It's one of my personal favorite videos ever that you created, but I say that also every season. I also have a new favorite every season, but this one's definitely like the favorite.
It's the favorite for the moment right now. It's our
Till the
favorite.
next.
Till next
Till the
week.
next.
Till next week.
All right, yeah, let's check it out. Hold on. We need that music.
Weightlessness, no gravity. Were we somewhere in between? I'm a ghost to you, you're a ghost to me. A bird's eye view, San Luis. all sleeping in, with their dirty mouths and broken strings. Other eyes are shining like the sea for you, the Queen of San Luis. I'm a ghost to you, you're a ghost to me, a bird's eye view, San Luis.
Amazing.
Just
Oh,
stunning.
also, if any of you are looking to create videos similar to these, we are happy to also videos or a set of videos that capture exactly what you communicate to your audience or team. So feel free to contact us and work with it.
Yeah, Clara, and you broke up a little bit, but Hallie, maybe you can just confirm. She's saying collaborating with us.
Yeah, I think that if there's any consulting opportunities you
Yes.
need, the video creation or content creation, feel free to reach out. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you're breaking up a little bit, but
Thank you, Claire. And it is, everyone is such a fan of your work. We're a fan, everyone's a fan. So it's so cool to get a behind the scenes with you, because you're one of those people that you know, a lot of people don't get to hear from on a regular basis. So thank you for creating our magic. So great.
Thank you so much.
I had some links, guys, but I'm just going to save them until January. This is a great place to end for today. I think it's a wonderful, inspiring moment to end on. Once again, if you weren't here at the beginning, you need to re-register for 2024 show and tells. We don't want you to miss them. Our first one is the first Wednesday in January. So you can scroll up and see the link that Ellie put in the chat at the very beginning, and we'll also be sending out various show and tell wrap up type marketing emails, and you can go there as well. But we just want to make sure that you do re-register in time. But thank you everyone for joining us. Whatever you celebrate this month, we wish you a wonderful, happy holidays, great time with friends and family. We thank you for going along with us on this journey for this year, and we're really excited for everything that's to come in 2024. We appreciate you being creative collaborators with us. So thank you so much for that. Lily, did you want to say anything to end the year?
I think you did perfectly. Just
All right.
thank you guys for being such amazing community members. Thank you, Kelly, for
Happy celebrations.
Yeah, happy celebrations
Love
to
that.
everyone. We'll see you guys next year.
Yes, happy holidays,
Bye.
and we'll see
Happy
you in
holidays.
2024. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.